Yo, welcome to Fit Fatherhood, the first ever official Fit Fatherhood podcast, where Zach Bush. Oh, I should have introduced you. Dang, what a spoiler. Start over. Welcome to Fit Father, where, where we're going to be talking about health, wellness, all things encompassing between nutrition and exercise and stretching and mindset and goal setting and time blocking and all the things that it takes in our very busy schedules as fathers to have a nice, well balanced life with taking care of our health and taking care of our family and taking care of our wealth. I'm Nathaniel Hovsepian.
I am Zach Bush.
Yeah, I already ruined that one. I'm sorry, Zach. I made that.
Sorry, you crushed the second half of that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was. This is how things go. We are just introducing the podcast tonight. Zach is going to kind of give you some tidbits to nibble on right now as we're progressing into the coming weeks. So what do we have in store, Zach?
Yeah. So, if you've been following us at all, this piggyback off of like, hey, let's focus on, the entire family. Let's focus on health, wealth, all that. And we realized that we really wanted to hone in on people that are really relatable to us, and that is dads. And in addition to that, we had the Facebook group. Now we have this Fit Fatherhood school community, and we thought it'd be a nice pairing to be able to provide some information, some tidbits that you will get more in depth in the community. But we wanted to be able to give people information that if they were to take that now and take action on it, they would see results, whether they join the community or not. So that was the initial goal of this. It's what we've been doing, right? We want to take what we've learned, what we've experienced, and try to help somebody else out. So now that we have that, we want to do it on a platform on a more official, targeted basis towards dads. Now, it doesn't mean this only works for dads. It's just that is who we are hoping to attract. We want to build this community, just a bunch of dudes hanging out, trying to get healthier, fitter, and just having fun together. So as Nathaniel said, we are going to work through some tidbits, some information on all different aspects of life. I mean, we're going to talk primarily about health and fitness. So we're going to go into nutrition and meal prep, water consumption, liquid consumption, and then dive into exercise and stretching. And then not just those two, but get a little bit deeper in, okay, how do we make time with time blocking? How do we deal with the valleys that we're going to struggle with? And how do we come out of that with mindset and accountability? So that's what we're working on through this. And so, the people who we want to come in here are dads who are successful in that too, right? To pull people up, but really the dads that face the challenges that we have faced and still currently face of being overwhelmed sometimes with both work and family demands, trying to make the balance between them. And maybe you have been lacking on the health portion of it, and the energy is a little bit low. You've gained weight over the years. That could be due to the stress or the time, or just not focusing on yourself and putting everybody else first. So those struggles matter. And we want to make sure that there are solutions out there, and we want to be able to help provide those solutions as part of this.
Yeah, I love that. And you touched on a lot of stuff there. You mentioned the school community, which currently is free, and we would encourage you to come in if it's something you're interested in. We do have a cool little, it's called a school community. I mean, it's a community. We're having a couple time a week coaching calls. We have just a coffee hour, we call it a tea hour because I don't drink coffee, but where we just come in and we talk to each other and we hang out and just chit chat. There's no agenda, there's no coaching per se, but we're just hanging out and having fun. And we did pivot to focusing on dads because we're both dads and we want the community aspect of things, and being able to talk shop. We're focused on the health and the nutrition and the exercise, but we also want to just be able to talk about dad stuff with each other. Hey, what are you doing when your kid's throwing a tantrum, right? So over the next 5 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks, we do have kind of a focus game plan that we're going to do. We're going to talk very basic stuff to getting started, goal setting, time blocking, the basics of diet, what we should be eating, what we should be avoiding. We've already kind of touched on this a little bit on the channel, but we're going to go a little bit more honed in now. And then we're going to talk about just getting started in the exercise, getting started in stretching. And then from there, I think it's going to be fun because we're going to be able to branch out and really focus on different aspects of fatherhood, right? Like I mentioned, like, what do you do when your toddler's starting to hit? Hey, what would you do that situation now, having had 3 toddlers, around whatever. Yeah. So we have some special guests that we're excited to bring in, but that the community that we've built there it's just that, it's a community. We are going to help implement the things that we're talking about on this. So if you're join the community immediately after this, we're holding a coaching call to dive deeper into what we're talking about each week on these podcasts, so we can answer any questions. We can go a little bit further than we're going to go in the 15 minutes here. So I'm really excited on that. We're going to talk about implementing things, and then kind of the most important part of a community is the accountability aspect of things. Zach tells me he has a goal, and I'm going to help hold him accountable to hitting that goal, because it's one of the most important parts of goal setting is having people that are holding you accountable to the actions that we're putting in place. We're gonna dive deeper into goal setting and how we break that down in the future. But I'm really excited to be here. I don't really have much else to say
No,
on that aspect. Yeah.
you hit I wanted to reiterate is that we all know what to do to
Mhm.
be healthier and fitter specifically, right? That's our primary goal. It's our primary focus. We all know what to do. We all know to eat better, to not eat out, right? Eat proteins, eat healthy carbs, eat fruits, eat vegetables, drink a lot of water, get a lot of sleep. We all know what to do. The problem is the accountability and being consistent with doing those things, right? Or being overwhelmed with, hey, I all of these sound great, but I'm trying to do them all at the same time, and focusing in, right? We can help you focus in. We'll have one-on-ones that we can do, and periodic check-ins to help really focus your goals, right? We have the group coaching calls, which are good. You'll hear other people's perspectives, but the one-on-one, okay, cool, this is our task. So now we can work on that, but also you have this community behind you. I do one-on-one coaching, and the biggest factor that I think they struggle with is they're just communicating with me. Clients have communicated with me on a weekly basis to shoot them an email or a quick phone call if they're needed once a month, do a check-in, and that's all great. But once I leave, even though I follow up with them, they don't have anybody there to kind of bounce things off of, or say they're struggling with this, or hey, I nailed this week, and getting cheers from other people. So that's where the community aspect comes in. I've done a part of nutrition challenges where those are successful. People see the biggest results through those, because
Mhm.
not only are they following the same steps, but they're doing it as a group. There's a group chat, and there's weekly workouts, and there's all this fun stuff that brings the community together, people working towards the same goal, whether or not they're working on the same exact thing. And I think that's the biggest factor that people are missing. So if you are somebody who has done one-on-one nutrition coaching, maybe you've seen some results, but you didn't love it or didn't get as much results as you would like, you're probably missing the community aspect. And that's where we're looking to come in and help provide that.
Yeah. And it's funny. I think we talked about this the other night. The community aspect of things, are like the brotherhood, so to speak. As I was in the Marine Corps, and like you're all in the same situation together, and that's where the challenges, like you're talking about, we're all going through the same 3 week, 6 week, whatever challenges together, and we're talking every day or talking multiple times a week and getting to know each other, and hey, what's working for you, what's not working for you, and that's what the community is all about. Like they say, it takes a village. That's typically talking about like raising your kids, but it is just having a whole well balanced lifestyle. So we're trying to provide that village for everybody. We did mention it is free right now, so come join while it's free, because it's not going to be free for long. We're putting a lot of effort into giving value into the community, putting course material together, providing different resources and things like that for the community specifically. So join right now while it's free, because it won't be free, and that's you know it's going to be exciting. So uh, with that being said, there are links to the school community. Oh boy, you take over.
There are links in the community to the community in our descriptions. Also, we'll include links to the meal prep guide that I've created. So it's a what is meal prep, how to be efficient with meal prep. It gives you a link to the Pinterest board that we use, my wife and I use, to select our meals for the week. And then in addition to that, it has 6 weeks of meals, 3 meals a week. They're really lunch and dinner meals, but it has 6 weeks of meals with links to the recipes. So if you're like, I don't know what I want to eat or what to make, like, just go to that. You don't have to follow the order. There is a thought process behind the order, from like more simple meals to more complicated meals as you get more experience through it. So but it's a great resource. We can include that link. So you go in, just fill out a couple pieces of information, and then you'll be able to download that link there. Looking to expand that more into like shopping lists and actual like written out recipes. So it'll all be one resource, but you can get the beta version of that right now. So those 2 links will get you where you need to go and at least get you started.
Yeah. I appreciate you taking over. I had like a handful of walnuts before we started, and it just came out. Yeah. But I appreciate you, Zach. Like I said, I'm excited to be continuing to provide value to people. You come from one, I don't want to say side of things. We agree on like 95% of things, but you have one aspect when the way you
Mhm.
look at certain things, and I have another way that I have look at things, and we both have our backgrounds that we're coming from, and we have a lot to give to people, and we just want to give. Like that's something that drew me to you, is that you're always trying to provide value to other people, and that's what I want to be doing too. I feel like I'm being called to help other dads out. So that being said, if you're in the community right now, if you're watching this live, hop over into the coaching Zoom. We're going to talk about what the next 5 weeks look like. If you're interested in joining the community, jump into the description here. There will be a link to the school. There will be a link to the meal planning. There will be a link to the, there was one other resource that you mentioned there, and it just slipped my mind, but the links will be in the description. Love y'all.
You guys.
Right? Yeah. What